Good morning. I'm Derrick, and I wanted to share some Bungie stories, some of my video game music, and we're working on painting this Thunderwarrior and his buddy, this strange-looking scout. So we are working on that today. And I have tried rearranged, and we are aimed in the opposite direction. So everything's still work in progress. I didn't even pick out brushes, but what I've done in the meantime is I have taken the Thunderwarrior and I've given him a bit of a wash of black, and he has, I've gone through and put in some of the yellow. We've made him stand out a little bit, and he's had a couple washes and a couple yellows. And that's right, we were working on not a Tech Marine, it's an engine sear. So, but for the guard. And what we have done is the cherubs aren't great. They're not perfect. But we've already added some yellow to the scout. So what I want to do is add just some yellow to these guys, so that we can get them to be kind of, for one, to stand out of the background, or the rest of the figure, the kind of gray of the base, rather, and have a bit of life. But, you know, they shouldn't have a healthy skin pigment. Oh, and that's right before the technical hiccup last video, I was about to tell the story of the very first Halo headshot, so that's what I'll do now. I'm in focus. We're recording. So I guess this is 2-3 weeks after it started, right before E3, and I have my target lined up. My target is lined up. Yeah, okay. So this would be about a month or so before E3. After I went through and read all the fan comments, all the wish list, everybody speculating about the game for years. So I'm working on Blood Gulch. I was inspired by some Ansel Adams photos, because one of the things I always tried to do is the vista. It was important to capture the vista for the player. And yeah, they have a nice read, so that the landscape or the environment, becomes a thing to them. And if you can make them go, wow, that's gorgeous, that's even better. So I started that with Spec Ops, doing Vista, and I think it really, really came across best in Savage Quest, the dinosaur arcade game, if you can find it, or if you've ever seen it. That's some nice Vista in there. We're still in focus. I have tried to move the light and the camera towards the action side, but it also means that I'm kind of starting over again on what can be seen. So here I am, working late one day at the Millennium Campus in Redmond, and I'm just testing out the level. I got it really, really well blocked out. It's not pretty, and it doesn't look like the way it did in its final version, because it looked like Mars. And I'm walking around the landscape, just checking it, and boom, I fall through the floor. And not sure why. So, well, what I had to do is to start a game was I had to load it up on my silver Xbox, which I had a cute nickname for, and start a multiplayer match because that was the only way I knew how to do it. It goes right out to the servers, the one server, it was all test stuff, and create a game, and then it's just me. I'm walking through the landscape, driving the Warthog, but mostly I'm walking through the landscape so I can just see it from all these different angles, and boom, I fall through the floor. So all right, we'll go respawn. Pretty sure it was you had a command line respawn. So walking around and I go back to the same spot because maybe it's a bad polygon. Maybe there's a crack somewhere in the world, which is a BSP, so there couldn't be. There's no reason why I should be. Go out there and I fall down to the floor again. I was like, this is perplexing. So I'm walking around, and then I start hearing raucous noises from one of the computer rooms, which are all sealed up and they got glass. It's like a converted conference room, so it's not soundproof or anything. And I hear some raucous enjoyment. And I go out there again, and boom! And I realize it's one of the other devs had noticed that I had started a multiplayer match, so he logged on, kept shooting me in the head, which was nice because then I realized, oh, it's not a bug, so everything's behaving as it should. All right, I'm not happy with these cherubs. So yeah, within 5-10 minutes, word got around, and it was a full-blown deathmatch going on. The very first one, and the recipient of the very first headshot. But the very first Halo game was very impromptu, just like that. 6, 7, 8 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock at night, because it was I'm working late. A lot of us are working late. And then it's not just the guys at Bungie. There's guys all over, like some of the guys who did some of the networking stuff. And the end game, they notice anyone's working late. Just happens to notice that a Halo server got started up, and boom. So I wasn't able to get any more work done that day. So I went home shortly after. But that was a fun event. Very first Halo match. And of course, there was hourly all the time after that. I actually had to request tools to lock people out and start a private match just so I could game test in peace. And of course, just a little bit of testing, a little bit like testing out these awful cherubs. And a minute and a half, try to get down to 10 minutes. And after this, we will go like white or something, and maybe just tiny bit of blue, because we want that mechanicum flesh going on there. I'm going to take some red. I'm going to remember to put the top on the yellow. And we're working on his skin tones. So we are hoping, well, we will. And I don't know what skin tone he's going to get, and his leathers. Anything that's going to get some red today. I already went ahead and put some yellow on. I'm just going to go really quick. I went a little too dark. That first, in focus, yeah. That first bit of color that you put on is always going to be a bit too much. Just put some red on his face. Don't know what he looks like. Don't know what color hair he has yet, because he'll speak to us about that as we paint, as we add to him. And did we talk about the Thunderwarrior? He doesn't have a name yet, but he will get one. Where? That's the way. Here we go. So that there could be something to stare at besides me and my brush and just... Wait, is he in focus? Probably, right? And that is the correct direction. So thanks everyone for bearing with me while I experiment and learn a lot of this stuff. So Bungie story. That was an okay one, maybe. I'll do a better job and tell it again later on. But yeah, I did not realize that we were playing a game, or that other people had joined, and I thought that there was an error somewhere in the terrain for quite a bit until I noticed there's all these guys running around. You know, it's big world. And it's going to now give him a bit of red tune to what will probably be very red pants. So, and apparently I left a lot of yellow on this brush. Not really paying attention, so oops. Mostly focusing on trying to get some nice looking cherubs, which I don't think those cherubs are that I got on the engine seer are really working out. So I think we're still in focus. Should have we're off by 2 minutes. So gonna go for the full 15. And what can we do real quick? We'll get a little tone up. What can we do? A little bit within that time. We might be able to give these guys a bit of red now. Some happy cherubs. They've got wings. The wings aren't showing up all that great yet, but we're getting there. I feel rushed today. Oh yeah, fan game update. So I got hacked, I think. I was having some weird issues with a lot of my work files, and expressed the problem to a friend. It's like, yeah, that sounds like ransomware. And I never got an email, or one that I could find because I don't check email. I'm really awful about that. Found out that I just had bad email experiences, you know. Okay, now this cherub is a bit too red, and I was not good about staying in plane there. So apologies. I'm getting better about that, I think. And maybe just a little bit more here on this guy's. Painting him really quick and dirty. I have never really done a lot of Mechanicum, so not really sure what to expect. I feel like I ought to paint him red, paint his cloak red. I would kind of want to do it white, you know, go for the whole doctor, nurse, hospitaler, ambulance thing for my Space Marine chapter, because, you know, it's my only HQ model at the moment. It's an apothecary, so everything has to look like a apothecary hospital. It'd be fun. Not many people, well, I guess they do, but paint up Mechanicus Biologus, Magos Biologus, and, you know, a little bit on the base. Awful. I'm terrible with brushes. That's why I buy these cheap synthetics. Not too bad. Anyway, we're working on him. He's a work in progress. And I wanted to give Thunderwarrior still he's going to get a wash. And I haven't given him a wash on his pauldrons yet at all. His pauldrons have gotten quite a few layers of white ink. That white ink is really enjoying it. It's good stuff. that's never going to work. There we go. White ink. And I've been really enjoying keeping just a wash ready to go of black. Yeah, I want to be in this angle, if that's right. And we're just going to slather him. So I've been looking forward to this. Oh boy, yeah. Finally, I messed up a little bit on the yellow, but this is really going to come and bring that out. I haven't done anything on his gloves because I'm going to give them like a leather treatment. Same thing with those bands down there that are all just white. All right. So let's see how this looks. I went a little too much, but that's my preference a lot. And not bad really. Let me see if I missed any spots. Get him back there into view. Video game music's going on. I added no, you know, I got hacked, so I can't really do anything for a while. I don't trust it. I did get a new computer that won't have that problem because I just don't want to be like sending out files if I don't trust my own computer. And maybe we'll just take a little bit of this. A little bit too late there. I had a little bit of a water spot. It looks pretty good on the back though. That's a bit weird. This bubbliness. But yeah. Pauldrons are going to be white anyway, so I don't mind just dabbing them a bit. It'll save me some time later. And going to be working on the fan game soon. I've recovered everything and rebuilt it so that I've only lost about a week's worth of work, really. But I'm going to put that on hold for just a couple of weeks while I focus on the game jam that starts on the 14th. And I will talk to everybody soon. I'm going to give him a dry brush probably between now and then and touch up on the yellow because I really want that yellow to be vibrant. All right, thank you very much. I'm just going to go to 30 seconds so you can appreciate the music. That's right. There were no mistakes. There were only opportunities. Like I forgot to give him some red back there on the back of his bolter. Mistakes. I like to try to work with my mistakes, see what I can get. Like those cherubs aren't that great, but I figure if I fiddle with them enough, they'll either fall off the model or they'll look good. And I'll let it go about 20 minutes.